Humans in general don't. The problem that happens is we're easily swayed by our emotions. That's the first thing. So humans are easily swayed by their emotions. So it's very difficult in life to stay balanced when we have a brain and we have it pulling us left, right, and center with our emotions. So if we don't have sort of insight into that, it's very easy to get caught up in the cycle of chasing with emotions, getting angry, acting on emotions. You can always spot the more irrational person by the people who get very angry often, people who feel very compelled, suddenly pulled left, right, and center. You can see those things because most humans do that, because it's an easy trap to fall into, because we are in our brain, we're here, the brain is us, so therefore we will be swayed by these. So we need to be careful about that, because that's what tends to happen. When you look at people that have very strong political views, for example, they're being pulled by their emotions, don't usually look very happy. They look driven constantly all the time by strongly held beliefs that they're holding irrationally at that point, where these people must listen to me, these people must believe me. And that's what's leading to them being stuck. Now, that's the same as arguing with somebody who's very irrational, feels compelled to tell their story, compelled to say their point of view, and has to keep doing it, not listening. That's where they're feeling compelled. So we need to create distance with this kind of thinking. When we're feeling these as strong emotions, I must confess, I must tell people what's on my mind, I must make them realize, I must make them understand. That is where they're really caught in those emotions. Now, you see that in everything. You will see that in people that are often appear very wise, but then another moment they're caught up in that compelling nature and driving to do something. So it's exactly the Albert Ellis phrase, masturbating, because that's what's happening there. And we see that a lot. You see that in so many areas. I often see it always surprises me where you see somebody who seems very intelligent and good understanding of their mind, then completely lose it in situations and get driven down the path that the mind wants to pull them in that moment. So it's wisdom, and learning to be calm in the moment is about learning to observe that and not get caught up. Don't get caught up in the crowd. The crowd as a majority doesn't do this. They're very angry usually. They're not very good at the tools of managing their emotions. They rarely have ever looked into that, and they go along with that at 100 miles an hour. This can be a disaster in all areas of life. It can be a disaster in family relationships. It can be a disaster in investing. It can be a disaster in sport. Family relationships, it will be a disaster because the person is constantly getting angry and yelling at their family. People are constantly thinking they have to tell their family something, or they have to confess this and that, and being compelled by that emotion. In investment, for example, and this is not obviously an investment channel, but somebody who can't take a sort of a long-range view will be pulled up and down by emotions as things go up and down in the market. Things with sport, people will have an injury, they will then suddenly give up, it's all too much, or they will go into overdrive and burn out when angry. And it's balance. If you look at the great athletes, the great investors, the great politicians, the great entrepreneurs, it's about viewing life as a marathon and balancing those. Every day in life you're going to be hit with hundreds and hundreds of different little problems that come in all different ways, and the more successful you are in life, the more you will get of that. Success will attract that. So the key in all these things is about staying calm and making rational decisions, because you can rely on the fact that most humans won't. Most humans will be irrational, make heated moves, make angry moves, and so on, because they're swayed strongly by emotion.